I'm Chef Sarah Mayer and welcome to MegaMart's culinary journey. Today I have a special show for you. I'm stepping out on a limb and I'm doing desserts. Good luck. Not very good at them. Actually, I'm okay. I'm just playing. So I'm going to do a guava mousse, which is an easy to do guava mousse. You can do it beforehand and shove it in the fridge. And then I'm going to do a chocolate cake. That's a harder one. I've started creaming off some butter and sugar already in here because it has to be nice and fluffy. So I'm going to keep that going for a while. And then I'll start with my mousse over here. Now for the mousse, basically we need ricotta cheese. If you guys don't like ricotta cheese, you can use cream cheese or mascarpone cheese, that's fine. Mascarpone cheese is just an Italian version of cream cheese. It's a little lighter, it's a little more expensive, so if you don't want to spend the money, use a cream cheese, that's fine. Some guava jelly. Don't use guava cheese because the guava cheese is too thick. A little bit of cream, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of nutmeg, that's how I Jamaicanize it, and some fresh mint for garnish. And I made some beautiful little phyllo crisps to top my mousse with. Let's get started with the mousse. First thing we want to do for the mousse is we want to whip our guava and ricotta together because that's what's going to flavor the mousse. Okay, have that going. Get the guava. That's about a cup and a half of ricotta to maybe a half a cup of guava because the guava is pretty sweet, eh? I'm going to add a little bit of little ginger. What might be nice in here is some garnish with candied ginger. That'd be very pretty. Let's get some nutmeg. Crack this open. Nice fresh nutmeg. It's a little small. Usually don't want to throw away the mace, but I'm not going to use it right now, so. It's a very, very expensive spice. Grate a little bit. Just enough, nutmeg is a flavor enhancer. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there to bloom the flavors. You don't want to put too much because you don't want the nutmeg flavor really, just to bloom the other flavors within the mousse. And that's a little antidote. When you're cooking and you need something to boost flavor, like use salt. If you don't want to use salt, you can use a little nutmeg in there, or you can use a little acid like vinegar or lime juice or anything that has acid in it. So this is going to whip together nicely. So this is a really, really easy mousse. We're just going to whip all of this together, lighten it up a little bit, and then I'm going to whip some cream and fold it in and plate it, and it's good to go. You want to make sure you get out all the guava. Oh, and I just saw that we have some gorgeous fresh passion fruit, so I'm going to use that on top. Love passion fruit. Full of vitamin C. And I eat the seeds and all. I'm just going to add a little sugar to it and put it right on top. Okay. That's looking good. See, it's nice and light. That's what you want. Okay. I want to check on my butter and cream, my butter and sugar. Scrape down the sides. You have to turn this off every few minutes to scrape down the sides to make sure it's nice and fluffy. Because that's really going to aerate the cake and make it yummy. That's going. Okay. Now let's jump to the mousse. I want to wash off my thingies because when you're whipping cream, everything has to be clean because if it's not clean, it won't whip. So I'm just going to wash these off quickly. That's good. Like so. Put it back in. There we go. So add our cream. I love whipping cream. I always like to use heavy whipping cream and whip it fresh myself. I don't like to buy the canned stuff. If you guys haven't noticed, I try not to use a lot of canned goods. Because you can make everything from scratch yourself. It might take a little more time, and I know sometimes if you don't have time, go ahead and use the canned stuff. But if you have the time to make everything from scratch, it just tastes so much better. This is whipping up. So yummy. Whip. I'm not going to add any other flavors to this because I think that's pretty flavorful on its own. There we go. You see it's getting thick? That's what you want. You want to whip it to soft peaks. I'll show you what a soft peak is. It's nearly there. It doesn't take long at all. You can actually hand whip it if you want. Take a few minutes. Ooh, that's looking good. You see how it's getting thick? That's exactly what you want. There we go. And as I said earlier, this is just going to be folded into the ricotta and guava mix, and that's really going to make it, that's what's going to make it a mousse. Taking a little while. There we go. Getting thicker. Getting there slowly but surely. There we go. That's looking good. Now it's nice, getting nice and thick. See? Now at this point I want to turn down my mixer so I don't over whip it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this, fold it into my guava mixture, and when we come back I'll show you how we're going to plate it up. Okay? So I see you soon. Bye!
Exotic Stone Creations, the largest manufacturer of granite and marble countertops and the largest selection of kitchen cabinetry. Also available are limestone porcelain and travertine tiles. We invite you to visit our showrooms at 284 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11 and shop number 9, Fairview Shopping Centre, Montego Bay. Exotic Stone Creations for the ultimate expression of timeless beauty.
Welcome back to MegaMart's culinary journey, guys. While you're on break, I finished up my mousse. I layered it with my phyllo and my guava mousse and put it in the fridge to set up nicely so we can taste it later. And then I also kept an eye on my cream, my butter and sugar. I'm going to turn that back on and I'm going to start adding my other ingredients. Let's just scrape down the sides a little bit though. So it's nice and light and fluffy. That's what we want it to look like. I'm going to add my eggs one by one, and then I'm going to add my dried ingredients and my milk and alternate that. So let's crack an egg, get her in there. If you notice, I turned off the mixer as not to have the egg fly everywhere. And it goes back on. And you want to wait till the egg is fully incorporated into the mixer before you add the other one. That's also going to help lighten up the cream sugar and butter. So that looks good. See, you can hear it. You can hear it's like lighter already. Okay, add the other one, like so. Woo! Oopsie! Okay, that's looking beautiful. Let's scrape down the sides one more time. So when this whole process is done, we're going to throw them in these buttered cake pans and put them in the oven. The oven has been preset to 350, so we can throw them straight in. Let's add a little bit of this in there, slowly. Woo! It's snowing chocolate. A little bit of milk. I'm such a messy baker. I am the worst. stuff's everywhere. I'm going to scrape down my sides once again, just to make sure it's going good. I'm going to add some more of our dried ingredients. And I'm going to turn off the mixer at this point, because if not, I'm going to put stuff everywhere. One thing I want to talk about, now that I have you guys on camera, I really want to talk about the cocoa industry in Jamaica. We really have to revitalize it, because we had some of the best cocoa in the world. Did you guys know that? And actually, the best cocoa I know comes from Venezuela right now. But we were pretty good with it. So we need to like get that going again. Woo! It's snowing chocolate. I'm such a messy baker. This is funny. This is disastrous. There we go. That's looking good. Let's add some more of this. A little bit at a time. You want to reason you're alternating the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients to make sure it gets combined well, and there are no lumps and bumps in there, which is going to make a better cake. Dude. There we go. It's really slow. Add it nice and slowly. See, that looks great. I'm just messy. There we go. That's looking good. Scrape down our sides. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Nice and light. Okay, so we finished combining all of our ingredients for our cake. Our cocoa powder, our flour, our salt, eggs, butter, milk, as well as, and I think that's about it. So that's already done. These are already buttered, ready to go. Our oven is preheated. So all I'm going to do now is add our batter into our pans. Ooh, when I was a little girl, this is the best part. I can do that because now I just put it in the dishwasher to get cleaned, so I'm not being dirty. Okay, this goes in here. This should be enough for both 9-inch cake pans, like so. That's looking good. And the best way to do this is I'll just shake our pans, which I'm going to show you right now, and it should evenly distribute the cake batter. Ooh, oh, great. Just put a whole bunch of cake batter on my jacket. My beautiful, clean jacket. Okay. And we just shake it out like that. You don't want to shake it too much, because then you're going to get rid of all the air bubbles in there. This one looks like it needs a little bit more. There we go. That looks good. It's going to be so yummy. When this bakes, it's going to be so dark and like luscious and luxurious and sexy. We're also going to serve this with a beautiful orange supremes. That's going to go really well with the chocolate. That's in. Okay, so let's get rid of this dirty bowl. And when we come back, I'm going to do this beautiful buttercream that we made from fresh butter, whipped it all up together with some sugar. It's been spiced with some orange zest, and it's so yummy, fluffy, creamy, and light, and it goes so well with the dark chocolate. And as I said, we have an orange supreme salad that's going to be garnished with the cake, and it's going to lighten up and brighten the cake. So, guys, I cannot wait to show you this cake when we come back. Hurry up and come back. Bye. to MegaMart's culinary journey, guys. While you're on your break, I started icing my cake. So I did the middle layer, and I'm just going to finish it on camera. This is that beautiful buttercream I was telling you about. You see how nice and yellow it is? You know why it's yellow? It's because it's made with real butter. Not shortening, but real butter. I was trying to explain to Tessa yesterday. We're talking about, you know, the color of icing and so forth. And I was giving her an analogy about this. It's like, you know, you go and you milk your cow, you get your cream, you shake your cream, you churn your butter, and you make that. That's what it looks like. Nice and yellow. Pretty. Okay. Whoopsie. I'm not the best at this, so let's just see what we can do. But it's beautiful. It's nice and creamy. There we go. Twist and turn. The trick really is to get enough in the middle so you can spread it out evenly. And it should go over the sides. See how it's kind of drooping over the sides? The little bit that I have learned with pastry. I did pastry for a couple years. I'm definitely more of a savory chef. I can do nice, quick desserts, you know. Where am I going to put this? Right here is fine. So I'm really challenging myself for you guys doing this cake today. And I hope it tastes good. You can't say I never put myself out on the limb. There we go. My mom is actually a really good baker. She makes the best chocolate cake. There we go. That's beautiful. And I don't mind if it looks rustic, you know, because I like rustic if you haven't noticed my food yet. All my food is rustic. Because, you know, you enjoy it more. It's not, it'll feel like it's too pretty, you can't eat it. All right. I'm just going to dump the rest on top. See if we can get it on the sides. So also, while we're on break, I made a beautiful passion fruit compote. I just put a little bit of fresh passion fruit and ice and sugar, and I mix that together, and that's going to go with our mousse. Beautiful. Rustic chocolate cake. So we beautifully finished this cake. I'm just going to garnish it now with cocoa powder and orange rind. So let's go grab the oranges. Oranges, right here. So, you know what actually might be nice with this cake? If you guys want to experiment, you could do like stewed prunes, not stewed prunes, actually stewed prunes would be good as well, but plums. Plums are so yummy. Stewed plums are very, very yummy. I think that would go well with it. I'm going to grab our cocoa powder, which is right here. I know it seems like a sin to put the cocoa powder on the beautiful icing, but you know what? That's a trick. When you're not a very good icinger, you put some cocoa powder and it's like new. There we go. See, I just put it in my sieve, a little baby sieve. And isn't that pretty? They wouldn't even know the difference. So I showed you a trick. Let's get this back in here. And we'll take our orange zest. Now the orange zest is really going to add some beautiful flavor to the cake. We already have some in the icing, but I just want to add a little bit more. When you're zesting the orange, you have to be very careful as not to, I don't know if I told you guys this already, as not to get the rind. Okay, no rind, because it gets bitter. So we zest that nicely. And if you notice, I'm doing it on the board before I put it here so I can control it better. So it's like 1 or 2 strokes. And you don't need too much because it's very strong. And that's also going to add a nice color. And I did wash these before, just so you guys know. This gets sprinkled on top. A little bit more. If you could smell this right now, it smells so good. It's so like just summery and fresh and just yummy. Okay, so that looks good. And you see it adds a little color also to the cake, right? There we go. If you guys can find the really orange oranges, we don't have many of those in Jamaica, but if you can find those, that would really pop against the chocolate. Okay, that's good. That looks great. Put our cocoa powder right here. Now what we're going to do is that I'm going to show you how to do these. These are called orange supremes. They're basically segments. So we're going to make a nice little salad to go with a chocolate cake. All you have to do is peel the orange, but you want to do it this way. You don't want to peel it with a peeler because you want to make sure you get off all the rind. Make sure your knife is nice and sharp. Always sharp knives. You know, the duller your knife, the more likely you are to cut yourself. You guys know that? Yep, it's a fact. I always sharpen my knives at least once a week. I sharpen them myself. I don't make anybody touch my knives but me. Because I love them too much. They're my little babies. Okay. Let's grab this bowl here. You want to make sure you get off all the white stuff because that's bitter. Get cuts. Boom. So we're making these beautiful segments. And as I said, we're going to add some really nice mint, to it. And it's going to really brighten it up.